Minister, last week Roderic O'Gorman claimed that a yes vote on the family referendum would help to secure funding for carers and disability services by putting constitutional pressure on the government to do it. But as you obviously know, the government already controls the budget and what gets prioritised in it. So is this not effectively an admission by the minister that the government needs to have its arm twisted into funding carers and disability services because they aren't sufficiently motivated to do it now?
The government's extraordinarily motivated, and I must say, on a non-party political point, I think everybody in public life, everybody who becomes a member of the Oireachtas, is motivated to do more to support carers. And I've rarely seen a debate in Dáil Éireann where there isn't an effort. There might be a debate about how best to do it, but where there isn't a willingness from all to do more. I think the point Minister O'Gorman was making, though, is valid, because what we would be doing in the referendum is three things. We will be recognising that, yes, a family can be founded on the basis of marriage, but families can be founded on other bases as well. And I believe I live in a country where I'm not going to turn around to a friend of mine who was raised just by their mom or just by their dad or just by their granny and tell them they're not a family. Who the hell am I to do that in a republic? Of course they're a family, and our constitution needs to reflect that. Secondly, care is really important, but care isn't gendered anymore. You're a young dad, you know that the role of fathers now is very different to when Bunreacht na Éireann was being written back in the 1930s. And thirdly, though, we do value care. So in removing the gendered language and removing the language that I think is out of date, we don't want to lose the recognition in the Constitution that caring roles, care within the home matters. And I think the point Minister O'Gorman was making is that by becoming one of the first countries in the world to suggest that the government will always strive to do more for carers, will keep a real focus and will indeed be something that people should, if they wish, if they wish, test in courts as well.
So, but I suppose the point there would be that if he's saying the constitutional change of this area would result in more funding for care, the government in the next budget could fund care with or without this referendum. I think you'd agree,
That's
right?
entirely true.
So in what way is the referendum necessary to... The way he presented it was almost as if this referendum would have to pass in order to help people who have been campaigning for this get the result
that may have
they
been
want.
the way you believed he presented it. I mean, I certainly know from my discussions at government the way we present it and the way we view the referendum is the way I've outlined it. Recognising the diversity of the family unit, recognising the need to modernise our language and approach to a non-gendered understanding, as in recognising that men also play a caring role, and recognising that care is a value that we want to underpin. Look, you are right, though, in one sense, that our constitution is not the budget book, and the budget is delivered in Dáil Éireann, and of course governments can make decisions and do about care every year, but we do believe there is value in placing care and the value of care specifically in the Bunreacht, and that does have a positive effect on the government and successive governments' obligations in the years ahead.